Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. I'm your host, the whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black MINDZ News. Again, welcome. This channel is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, relay, unveil, decode, spread the news, whether it's by news, video, websites, or quotes from publication. As I articulate these information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this land that you call the United States, we, the descendants, bloodline, historical, and the foundational black Americans of this land, we give honor to our ancestors. You know what my motto is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Well, today's topic is about street justice. Right or wrong? I got a couple situations that I found in the news. And again, we have to look at it. Street justice. Should it be implemented? I guess it depends on the situation. But check these stories out, and I should be back. Stay tuned for this broadcast. Hey, how's y'all doing? Again, this is your host, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and coming with another Black MINDZ News production. Today's date is July 22nd, 2019. So as I was talking about in my intro there, before I get in it, I must go ahead and give my respects to my subscribers. Welcome, fam. And new subscribers, welcome. Right? Again, I want to thank you for your participation and help this channel to try to get back into the swing of things. So your participation and your comments, likes, dislikes, right, share, all are appreciated by Black MINDZ News. And even those who do the articles, and I know, brother, you've been doing to the fact, but again, I'm trying to find a way to do it. I'm only doing one hitter, so it's not kind of easy to do it. But again, I got an offer for you that I'm going to send to you. So if you should hear me, I'm going to send something to you. So check that out. Passerbys, if you should happen to go and make the wrong turn on the internet and somehow stumble and hit this hidden most hated show, welcome to the most hated show. Go down my aisle, find something you might like. We always got a grand opening over here. If you should see something that may offend you, don't get offended, because again, the truth don't need no partner. Learn from it, grow from it, and get stronger and better. And you could come back and you can learn, or just to get the information, or just to be up on things that are just happening. But you also are welcome. Share, like, comment, dislike if you should, and subscribe. Now let's get into the show. Now the topic again here is about the street justice, right? You know, we having a lot of issues when it comes to municipalities in the communities, and seems to be excessive a lot of times when it's not warranted. So how does a community that don't want to be infiltrated by people who have ill will and maybe not have the good sense to be able to discern the situations that may not be as bad as it appears? The only way that could be is unless you govern each other, right? That seems logical in a sense, how a community will like to police itself. That way, the justice that would be rendered would be a unanimous decision by the community. But should street justice have a kind of a... It depends on the situation. It depends on the scenario. Street justice can't be just rendered because of situation. It has to be on the balance as to should street justice be rendered due to the seriousness of the situation, or should one be apprehensive about lashing out at one another? Because again, some of these things that you're about to see here, I'm giving you two scenarios. And then after that, I will come back and give you my opinion as to what you're seeing, right? So let me go ahead and cue this up and check this out, and we should be able to get it in, right? Because again, you know, we have to find ways to change things, right? So maybe this is it. So check this out and be right back, y'all.
Stole a car with 3 children inside, beaten to death in Strawberry Mansion last night.
Now police want to find the people who jumped in and attacked the man on the ground. Tonight, new witness video is providing a perspective to this case. And we do want to warn you, the video is graphic. NBC 10's Sydney Long reports.
I'm not a fan of street justice.
The way this world is today, you don't leave nothing chance for somebody to do.
In this video initially posted to Instagram, you can see several people surrounding the suspect, identified as 54-year-old Eric Hood, lying in the street. It was a matter of minutes after police say he stole a Hyundai parked at New Star Pizza. It was running and 3 children were in the back seat. The mother had gone inside to see her kid's father. Instead, the two took off running after their car and kids, and Hood became stuck in traffic.
You got a lot of creeps out here, and they will jump in your car and zoom off.
The children's father called up to Mr. Hood and a physical altercation took place.
And then police say a crowd jumped into the fight.
The crowd kicked and punched Mr. Hood until the arrival of responding police.
We've muted the audio due to profanity and sounds of the man being beaten. Police confirm they are reviewing the video.
The video is very clear. I would certainly encourage those individuals that participated in this assault to step forward. I think it's a much better idea that they make contact with us rather than us making contact with them.
It's a crime. It was a crime happened, so you had to pay for the crime that you did.
Police did interview both the mother and father of the children inside that vehicle last night, but so far no one has been arrested. People nearby say this all could have been avoided.
Lock your car, take your keys with you, take your children with you.
You take all your stuff and guard it with your life.
Police won't be able to file any charges in this case until they have toxicology results and a cause of death. They are asking anyone who may have witnessed the assault to please come forward to talk to police. From police headquarters, I'm Sydney Long, NBC 10 News.
It's over. They about to do him. Brutal and vicious. A group of attackers zero in on a lone driver, beating the man inside his Cadillac after an apparent fender bender.
Hey, Shay, watch out, Shay!
He tries to flee in his car, backing up, knocking down 2 of his attackers. The 42-year-old man then dragged from his car, beaten until he loses consciousness. That attack, according to police, happened early Sunday just before 3 a.m. along Martin Luther King Drive near Orient Avenue in Jersey City. Video of the beating was posted on social media, helping police identify 6 possible suspects. 2 of them identified as 26-year-old Bria Exum and Shirley Burrows, also 26, arrested Monday night for their roles, both charged with aggravated assault. Some residents told us they're concerned that the attention the incident received online will spark copycat attacks.
I don't know, man. It's like the young generation, man. They're confused. They don't know what's going on, and I guess they're angry with themselves and they're taking out on the wrong people.
Now, the victim in all this was described as a 42-year-old man from Newark who was hospitalized and later released. Jersey City Police now urging anyone with any information on the suspects to give them a call on their anonymous tip line at 201-547-JAIL.
All right. So, I gave you 2 different scenarios here, right? So, one you see where a female mother, we'll just put it this way, it was a mother in Philadelphia, went to go visit her husband or the fathers of the babies, right? And seemed like he worked at the establishment, food restaurant, right? Pizza place, right? So she goes in to go talk to him, right? Now again, we have to look at this and make the assessment to this, right? So she goes in, but she's not like close at the door. She kind of parks in the parking lot area and then walks to the establishment, but leaving the car running, and I'm assuming the doors are open, right? I would assume that, right? I don't know for a fact. And so, but you had your children in the vehicle. According to the article, it talks about a 7-month-old, an 18-month-old, and a 5-year-old. Those are pretty young, right? 7 months, 18 months, a year and a half, right? And a 5-year-old, right? So these is real babies, right? And so we don't know how long she had been in the establishment, right? We don't know how long that ordeal was. But it was enough time for a 54-year-old man, again, he's still unidentified, right, that he somehow got into the vehicle and he drove off. Now, luckily, they was actually to be able to see that taking place, and the father jumped right into action and chased the car down, him and the mother, right? Could you imagine that? That here it is, your 7-month-old, your 18 months, and your 5-year-old is in this car with some person who done took your vehicle and you driving. Could you imagine how you're feeling? What's going through your mind? You know what I'm saying? You know the adrenaline kicked in. He was not going to give up. You understand? Because he would have had to live with that. But due to the circumstances, the situation, because they said this is happening around about 9 p.m. on a Thursday night. They said the area, this is called Strawberry Mansion neighborhood, right? And so think about it, it's 9 p.m., right? It's already night. So it's going to be even harder to even try to find if you don't do what you do, right? So he chases down the vehicle till it gets to a point that it gets caught in traffic. But see, that's the creator there. Because it could have just been no traffic. You get what I'm saying? It's 9 p.m. How heavy is traffic really at 9 p.m.? Again, I myself not familiar with that particular neighborhood. But again, of the circumstance, you have to give honor and praise to the creator, because that is the difference between, again, can we say that the individual who stole the vehicle, did he know that the children was in the car? Right? Do we know that? We don't know that. Right? We have to assume that, again, if he's still in the car and the car is running and he jumped in, again, was the car locked? Was it open that soon he just jumped in and started riding? Did he even notice that there was babies in the back? Were they asleep? You understand? Right? Think about it. There's a lot of scenarios you have to look at in a situation like that. And so, again, it said that the car had drove several blocks, and the father catches the vehicle, and on his mind is, you know what he's thinking, right? Any man in that situation, you're not caring about what the fuck he was on. It's about what you on right now, right? And so he did yank his ass out, getting the old foom fop, you know, his adrenaline, his feelings, his emotions, and the fear of what could have transpired has to all come out in this situation, right? And so he does that. But based on what's taking place, the community around sees what's going on. You know, people seeing, they looking, right? It's not police, it's black on black, right? So it's kind of like it's a hood thing now, right? What's the shit about, right? So everybody coming over there and they're observing, and my man might be saying, motherfucker, you try to steal with my motherfucking kids in the car, nigga try to steal, motherfucker trying to kill. And so people hearing, right? They hearing it. So like, what? This motherfucker started came with the kids in it? He wasn't them type nigga? So you know what happened, don't you? One thing led to another, and so on and so on. And next thing you know, you getting 40, 50, 60, 80 feet, all that, right? And so, what ended up happening was this individual ended up losing his life. Now, again, a lot of people give us, credibility to the streets. There's different facets to the street. You got pimping, you got car thief, you got drug deal. You got different kinds of facets to the game. And, you just happen to pick a situation. You don't hear in stories when our people stealing cars to steal with children, right? Those who've been around, that's not our MO, right? We done heard where white folks have said, he stole my car and they were black. And we come to find out they was the one that did it, right? Because everybody know, again, the old nigga stereotype about us is we don't love our kids, right? So we ain't trying to have no damn kids. So the minute brother would have recognized, because again, we don't know. You have to ask yourself, did he know them kids was back there? Right? Or was it just the fact it was an opportunity and he seen and he pounced upon it and didn't recognize? Because again, we don't know. Again, as young as they is, again, we don't know how long mama and daddy had been talking. Maybe she was coming there to get some pizza or something, taking it home, whatever. And maybe she was making it then. We talking about 30, 40 minutes to make a pizza, right? We don't know. That part of the scenario won't come out till those who get transcripts or participate in the court trials, right? But I'm just saying that, again, not to give any credibility to the individual stealing, because, again, he got charged to the game, right? That was charged to the game. He just happened to roll the dice on a situation that maybe he did not know, but due to what he did, he ended up getting the full justice of recompense, because, again, the father only knows justice because he can only think of the worst that could have had took place with his children. Now, the community jumping in was only in response to, because, again, black folks have an issue, right? And I don't mean an issue in a bad way. I mean, we got an issue when we see child molesters and people who, try to destroy the innocence of children. Chester molester and all the other kind of stuff they used to say back in the day, right? So he got the embodiment of the spirit of what everybody anticipated. Oh, no, I ain't gonna say anticipated, but everybody insinuated, but we don't really know what really could have just been the situation, the scenario, take it and goddamn, them damn kids back here. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for him to know that, he had to have knew her and that whole thing and peeked out. But if a nigga just still in the car, you know what I'm saying? He's still in the car. So again, that ain't gonna never be known. But again, that's got to charge it to the game. He just got caught up in a catch-22 situation. It was damn you do, damn you don't. Only because in the back seat. And shit, we done seen, matter of fact, you done had stories where black men have stolen car, find a baby in there. You know what they did? Pull the car to the side, or take the baby out and put it somewhere safe, and then kept on rolling. They don't keep the kids. You don't hear too many stories where we taking kids like that. Now, again, you heard in the story, we're talking about, it's creeps, and they will steal your car. Motherfucker will steal your car. Now, creeps and stealing cars, two separate situations. You're talking about motherfucker out there stealing, trying to touch kids, be in families and shit like that. But just out on the hunt, on the prowl, that's not really our MO. That's other people shit. I ain't saying we don't do that as a people, but that's not really our MO. And so my man just got caught up in a bad situation. In this case, street justice was rendered. But again, due to the circumstances, maybe the law will be like, well, you put yourself, and due to the circumstance. Now, the people that have got this up involved don't know really, that's where they may get caught up, because again, you got into a situation that really you didn't have no involvement. So that's kind of criminality in that aspect. So hopefully they don't figure everybody out, because it seemed like in that sense, you didn't figure everybody out. But that second story, right? Now, again, here it is again. Cars and black people, right? That's one thing police know. He'll pull your ass over, do all that shit, but that motherfucker will not touch your damn car, because black folks will lose their mind about their damn car. You understand? Now, again, that situation had more precious value cargo in the car than the car itself. The car was insignificant. It was about the babies. In this situation here that you've seen in I think it was New Jersey, in Jersey City, right? That was a whole nother situation, right? You seen there in the video where that video had been circulating, and you see where a group of people end up jumping and beating the man and taking him out of his car, and then everybody just in there kind of like hyenas on, fighting a lion for the meat, right? And so it was based on the fact that they said it was an altercation about, a car accident, fender bender, that's the one thing too, man. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that we ain't got money like that, be having this, liability ass insurance, right? This shit just paying just so that we can legally ride around and show them up a cop I got insurance. But if you ever got into a motherfucking accident, your insurance ain't paying for shit. And that's why some people, especially where I'm at, motherfucker find out you got that bullshit that's insurance, they is gonna give your ass because they know they ain't gonna get shit. And then a lot of people, they invest a lot in their vehicles. Really, you don't get no value by putting it. It's only valuable because, again, the way we interpret how we look at things. But again, the car dealer ain't gonna give you more money because of the stuff you got on there. So if you should happen, bad luck falling, you hit a car like that. And I don't know if you can really say anything at that moment unless they recognize that they were in the fault and it happened to do that. Because again, black people very conscious. Again, love their car. Cars like another extension of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you work too damn hard to be paying notes if that's what you're doing, paying notes if your shit ain't already paid off. So again, that's why, motherfuckers don't be fucking their cars up like that. You know what I'm saying? You see other people, but black people don't be fucking their cars up like that. Now, again, you getting drunk and inebriated and too high and shit, and that shit, again, you ain't in your right state, then those things gonna happen. So, in this case here, fender bender came, seemed like it was a woman. My man, according to what they said, he was about 42 years old, right? And you see how they had to make sure that was on Martin Luther King Drive, huh? So you know how they threw that in there because they said, look at the violence that is happening on a street that is named after a person that y'all supposed to revere and who fought so much for you. But again, look at how the way that they set up the street in the first damn place. You put Martin Luther King Drive in all the worst neighborhoods that I ain't gonna say you put in the worst neighborhood. What you did is you put the street on areas and communities that you knew that the people who were destitute, need of economics, deprived and all that, and then would put them in this area that the street that you made named after all across this country in those areas. So then that every time when shit happened, you get to say his name and associate it with the degradation that is around it. So you see the first thing that came out their mouth, that's what they said, right? So they said again, this happened again on Martin Luther King Drive in Orange Avenue about 2:50 a.m. It was early in the morning, right? And so, according, it was a minor traffic accident. And so you see that the brother, the 42-year-old, was driving the Cadillac. And you see a woman who gets out, opens his door and start punching him, right? That's what we seen. And so due to the fact, again, you in the community, seeing the fracas, seeing the shit going down, well, like what's going on over here, right? We ain't seeing police, so there's some hood shit going on over here. Let me see what's fuck going on over here. Matter of fact, might even know a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, about to get it in. And so that's what happened. So we see the sister doing what she doing. My man, he trying not to. He 42 years old. He ain't, you know what I'm saying, at this point in the stage of life, you ain't about that life no more. At least you shouldn't be about that life. You about trying to do some other things, trying to be, maintaining and those. And you ain't got time for that shit. Now, again, as I said earlier in the other video about how, when we was coming up, we sit up on the motherfucking corner. We sitting there shooting shit because we ain't got no money, right? So, did you see how many people would say it's 2:50 at night, right? And motherfuckers out there that damn deep ain't got shit else to do. Here's some excitement. So here was a free opportunity to whoop somebody's ass for free. And so due to the, the rambunctiousness of the crowd, right? everybody just getting their free licks because, again, they feel like I can get away with it because, again, you got to remember that, but everybody out here videotaping, right? And so that's what they were doing. Out there videotaping, man all knocked out, bleeding, right? And you got people out there taking pictures of him knocked out like that. Then what they're going to do, they're going to post it on social media, right? And so, you know, you would think that they would have got away with that, right? But no, because 2 people in there was identified, right? You heard them talk about it, right? They had identified, her name was Shirley Burrows. She's 26. She got arrested, right? And, you know, all it takes is get one, and then you had to Briam Exum. She was 26. So, okay, you caught 2. So, you know, you ain't finna take all that. Now, can you remember who you knew else out there? You know what I'm saying? Give me a break. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, in this situation, when it comes to street justice, it was a fender bender, it was a car. Life wasn't taken. Yeah, you mad as shit. Man had Cadillac, I'm pretty sure maybe he was older. I'm pretty sure if he didn't have liability, I don't know what year the car was. But again, that's just how it is. That there is not street justice. That's just people just, again, not able to handle situations in a mature way and lashing out because, again, we looking at, again, that this will be like the second generation after what that happened in the crack era, right? Right? A lot of this is those who come up out of that era then from parents who didn't have rear and all that good stuff. And so a lot of people end up being raised by affiliations and streets and all that other good stuff. So it's not saying that you don't make good judgment, but again, you got a short wick and it don't take much and boom, you know what I'm saying? You out there and you're doing what you're doing. But I'm saying is, okay, and another way we can look at this is that's good, because it deters a lot of shit. But then as you heard the older brother that said in the video, he was like, you know, they out here, they angry. They don't even really know who their enemy is. And see, that's the point. You don't know who your enemy really is because, see, you're quick in situation when it look like your same team. You fight your teammate, but when you get on the court to go play against your opponent, it seems like you ain't got no game. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to say that again. You'll have that internal team fight. You fight with your teammates because you know them. But when the opposition team come, you seem to have got some act right. You ain't too quick to be like that. And yet they doing everything, but as long as you can make it seem like, well, they ain't coming at me, then you disassociated. No. But I understand. Everybody that you see suited and booted with uniforms like you better start recognizing that's your teammate. In this game that we in and the shit that's going down, you better recognize this is your team. Until you don't start recognizing that shit, and the more you keep lessening your numbers, you make it a lot easier for your team to be defeated. This is Black Minds News coming again with another topic with this street justice. Is it right or is it wrong? You tell me, because again, I had my way of looking at it. You may have something another way how you looked at it. But again, it is what it is. This is Black Minds News. To the next show, y'all. Stay black, love, and all that good stuff. And you know, before we get up out of here, what I got to do, right? You know, I got to give it to you something. You let me hold something. Let a brother hold something before he get up out of here. And again, one love. Stay black, strong, and all that, and vigilant. To the next show, y'all. Peace.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on, and it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they've died for. Right on. Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the wolf.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saying 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control. which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 months before me. 3. There are only 2 possible explanations. There were 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to fucking You can't make me do anything like Chris!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga, and if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? Knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, "Brother Greg, you coming by today?" And I said, "Malcolm, I love you." And I said, "I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there." He said, "What do you mean, Brother Greg?" I said, "Well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East." And I said, "But I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get 2 of us for the price of 1. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you.